shooters every time we move. I just wanna see my enemies fall. Yeah. Hey, look, I just wanna bow. So my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s where they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Just start a couple business on it. Fuck any heathen, never shitting on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my real view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes and all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas, they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s where they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Don't get up out of bounds, homie. Got killers with them rounds on them. Look like I'm dead from the drum. Look, don't make me make the reaper rain down on them. I can give a fuck if you rock blue. And I was Sue-Woo from the Fruittown crew. Cops still shoot us every time we move. They hate you, nigga, like they hate me too. Just know that brotherhood is a weapon. Build another zone, get protected. Too many sisters in the city been molested. Now I'm stacking soldiers off the block like it's Tetris. Woo. Know that truth, it give you chills, don't it? Steady ringing in your ears, won't it? If I'm blessed to make a meal, I'ma bust that shit down with my real homies. I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s where they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Hey. Yeah. To all them children that grew up with parents strung out on drugs. Yeah. I just wanna bow. Hope you do too. And I hope you do too. Yeah. Man, to the brother that had a real and she left him for whatever reason. Yeah. I just wanna bow. I hope you do too. And to the sister, you know what I'm saying, that had that nigga leaving. Yeah. Yeah, nigga, I just wanna bow. So my niggas is locked up. I hope you do too. Man, I hope you niggas see the light of day. Yeah, I just wanna bow. Yeah, I just wanna bow.
You ready, right? They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my houses. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. This obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door.
Pendo, kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks and native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun THAWADAH. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs, bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. U.P.K undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin.
Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. You ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'll punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. Absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them, the Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty in the
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. We in there. Can you fix that camera, Baba Show? No, take it down, take it down, take it down. All right, clap it up, clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. To my brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Alatah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. To all my sisters, I'm priest and officer of 1,000, Bon Kayal, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are reigning out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the operational direction of Commanding General YAHANNA. And what we do in the I.S.U.P.K, that's an acronym for Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We are a school, we are not a church. We teach the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth of the Bible to God's chosen people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So if you are so-called Negro, if you are a so-called Latino, if you are a so-called Native American or First Nations people, you are the people that the Most High Power chose to represent him on planet Earth before all the other nations that he created. And there's a real value in being God's chosen people, according to what the Bible says. All right. In this school, we teach daily life living skills to those marginalized people that the world rejects, that the world hates, that the world says has no value, that the world deems are meaningless, that the world overlooks, and that the world continues to oppress. Okay? We teach that there is value to being an Israelite, but you won't understand or recognize that value as long as you are living as an oppressor or as a heathen, you know, keeping the customs and traditions and practices of all the other nations, and overlooking the light, overlooking the value in the culture that the Most High Power has given us that's found within the pages of the Bible, okay? This is not an oppressor's book. This was not written by oppressors, okay? It may have been translated under the authority of King James, all right, who was a black man. You know, you overlook the Middle Ages and the Dark Ages. They called them the Dark Ages for a reason, because that was a time where dark people were in rulership, all right? When you think about the Moors and other melanated peoples, that had the authority on the earth. You know, that was our time to reign. But it was only a short time, okay? You think about what prophecy conveys about the future in the book of Revelation. When you think about the kingdom of heaven, just understand the context of heaven. It's going to be here on the earth, and it's going to be ruled by so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under Yahweh Shamashiach, who you know as Jesus Christ, okay? When you come into the I.S.U.P.K, you learn basic things that are not taught in the church, like the nature of the Most High Power, let alone not just the nature. They say God is good all the time, right? That's what you learn in the church. But we learned that the Lord is a man of war. We learned that the Most High Power is a terrible power. We learn the name of the Most High Power. But most Christians don't know the name of God. You got, you have so much ignorance and misinformation that is permeating throughout the earth, all because people have influence and they might have a little bit of power based off of the money that they have. And we lend an ear to these people because we equate gain with godliness, which is a crime. Okay, we're not supposed to do that. All right, and there's a real that's a real foolish way to look at things. Just because a person or a people may have money, the Bible says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and that's the current status of our situation on planet Earth right now. The earth is ruled by the wicked. When you look at why America is rushing to the aid of Israel, not the true biblical Israelites, but the Israelis, the people that don't even deem themselves the Israelites of the Bible. They don't call themselves Israelites. They refer to themselves as Israelis. This is one key indicator that you know they're not the people of the book. In probably another class or so, I'm going to go into the history of Amalek. And we're going to use this book, Arthur Kessler's The 13th Tribe. We're going to spotlight this book and some other key sources to identify who Amalek is, who he has been, where the people that are actually occupying Israel, where they actually came from prior to them coming into that space in the Middle East that we know as Israel, the Holy Land, the Promised Land, you know, where Jerusalem is, okay? Anyhow, I wanted to go over, this is a history class, and we're learning the history of God's chosen people. Our history begins with Abraham, Isaac, specifically Jacob. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you know who you are according to who your father is. That's how we determine our pedigree or our bloodline. The same way you would trace the lineage of a pit bull. You know, if a pit bull's father is a golden retriever and his mother's a pit bull, that don't make him a pit bull. That makes him a golden retriever primarily, okay? If your father was a so-called Negro and his father was a so-called Negro, you are a Negro, all right? If your father was a so-called Puerto Rican and his father was a so-called Puerto Rican and his father before him identified as being the people of the rich poor, then that's who you are. You would be an Ephraimite, okay? You would be from the tribe of Ephraim, all right? If your father and his grandfather identifies with being a so-called Dominican or a dog, okay, in Latin, you would be from the tribe of Simeon, okay? And you got to understand that the names that the people of the earth identify us as, they're all proverbs and bywords. We fit every last one of the curses from the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That's biblical history. That is critical race theory. That is the 1619 Project. That is woke doctrine. That is the truth. Matter of fact, give me the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32, Baba Kushah. Since we're talking about truths, the truth is that the people that are pleading for assistance as if they are victims, they have been the chief oppressor on the earth. They have been the one that has been victimizing everyone, primarily God's chosen, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay?
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
In the book of John, it says, ye shall know the truth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians specifically, ye shall know the truth about who you are. I told you, we talked about some of those universal truths, like the name of God, the fact that God is black, the fact that Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah, the fact that, you know, we come from a very ancient bloodline, okay? A bloodline that was chosen above all the other nations to be in authority, to be in rulership, to have dominion over the earth. But because we have been disobedient and we haven't held true to the traditions of our fathers, and we've taken on the customs and cultures of other nations, we've assimilated and conformed to the ways of the world, the Lord cursed us, okay? This is the truth about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, wherever you are, the truth about your life, the reason why you're on the bottom, why you live in the ghetto, why we live in the ghetto, why we live in the barrios, why we inhabit the favelas, why we are suffering and dying on the reservations or being unalived on the reservations, has everything to do with us being disobedient, has everything to do with the Most High Power cursing us for our gross disobedience, all right? In the book of John, he said, you shall know what? Yeah, the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. Most High in Christ.
John chapter 8, verse 32. And ye should know the truth.
That's right.
And the truth should make you free.
Ye shall know the truth. Not only should blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they should know the truth about these universal truths about who God is, who Christ is, who the actual Israelites are. The rest of the world should know these truths. And they're being revealed bit by bit, okay? Slowly but surely, the truth of who God's chosen is being revealed. I turned on any social media and you see everybody and their mama talking about the Bible. And everybody and their mama wants to talk about Revelation and, oh, what's happening in the Middle East, that's biblical prophecy. And everybody and their mama do not have the authority to speak on the matters of the Bible. You had your chance, you had your time, okay? And you've lied to the people. You've taught the false doctrine of white supremacy through Christianity. This is a false ideology, okay? If you want to know the truth about the Bible, you got to come in here and sit at the feet of these priests, these prophets in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That is the only place where the truth about the Bible is being told under Commanding General YAHANNA, all right? You should familiarize yourself with that name. That should be a household name. This is that truth that John was speaking about way back when. This is the truth that is going to free us or liberate us from our current bondage, from the oppression of the so-called white man or the oppressor, okay? And all the other nations that oppress us, from Ammon to Moab to Elam. We're going to get into who these other nations are tonight, all right? Because I know we're very familiar with being oppressed. You know, you can't go and get the Yaki number 9 or whatever it is at the beauty supply store without some Moabite telling you to hurry up and buy. You can't go into your corner store, you know, without them trying to push cigarillos and vapes and hookah down your throat and Black and Milds and all manner of evil upon our children. And they dress it up and they make it look like it's something that's good, something that is benevolent, something that is desired. And these are the things that we should detest. These are the things that we should absolutely hate. And what I mean by that is separate ourselves from these things. Stop spending your money in them corner stores, you know, unless they're owned by a Black, Hispanic, or a Native Indian. If they pushing that poison on our people, stop spending your money there, okay? Anyhow, You said, is that it on that? John 8:32?
Yes, sir.
What's the next verse?
John 8, John 8, chapter 33. They answered him,
All right, drop that. Most High in Christ. I appreciate you, brother. You in here. Your man Reggie in here. Yeah, damn right. This brother been holding it down. You know what I'm saying? I damn sure appreciate you coming around. Anyhow, let's get into it. Let's go. Let's talk about who we are as a nation of people first. All right. Because I think that's best. We go to Deuteronomy 7:6, Baba Kushah. We'll go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. And then we'll go into Genesis 25th chapter. Okay. We'll run it down like that. Keep it real short, sweet, and to the point. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians or Native Americans, First Nation peoples, you got to understand this. The Bible says that we are what? Thou art what?
Okay. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
We are a holy, separate, set apart, severed people belonging to the Most High Power, belonging to Yahweh is his name. This is the God that created the heavens, the earth, okay? All the elements, the sun, the moon, the stars, okay? The mountains, the oceans, the rivers, the streams, the ponds, the lakes, you know, every living thing on the earth, every animate and inanimate object, okay, that you see and those that you don't see, okay? The Most High Power created these things, okay? And we just so happen to belong to the Most High. We are one of his most prized possessions, okay? When it comes down to humanity, we are his most prized possession. Okay? Holy people, meaning that word holy, I know we in the middle of October and everybody's in the Halloween spirit, wanting to celebrate Samhain, but get that spiritual mumbo jumbo out of your mind, man. Get the foolishness. Take that foolishness out of the term holy. Holy just means separate, all right? It's not a ghastly, ghostly thing, okay? It's not, a choir, everybody in choir robes. That's not holy, all right? Not according to the context of what the Most High Power is saying about the people that he chose above all the other people, all right? He says that we are holy. Our customs are different, are vastly different, grossly different. There are tremendous differences between the way that we walk, the way that we talk, the way that our hair grows out of our head, the styles that we wear our hair, the way that we wear our hats, the way that we wear our clothing, the type of clothing that we choose to wear, the type of foods that we eat, the way by which we prepare our foods. Right. Our music is different. The rhythm, the sound of our music is totally different than any other people's on planet Earth, man. You think about the way we dress up a car and the way that a heathen would dress up a car. Totally different. We're the reason why rims are a thing. Okay? We're the reason why, brothers want to put candy paint on a whip. All right? We're the reason why there's systems in automobiles. You coming down the street annoying everybody with your 210s or your 215s or your 12s or whatever. Okay? Listen to MO3, right? These things are tremendously important. And you can't help but to recognize these differences. And they're not slight, they're gross. These are vast differences. They're unmistakably, you can't mistake them. You know that there's something special about these people here, all right? It says, thou art what? Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So when we see that word, the Lord thy God, that's the Most High. We talked about his name earlier. His name is Yahweh. He is our power, okay? Says thy, that's a possessive pronoun, okay? Like your whole, thy phone, that's your phone, right? When we talk about thy people or thy power, when we turn and face the east and we are looking to the hills from which cometh our help, we are praying to our power, all right? This is our power, no one else's power. The Most High doesn't recognize the other nations as being his own, the nation that he chose as his elect, okay? Keep reading.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Here we go again. The Lord thy God or thy power. When you see that word God, it means power. It translates to Elohim, okay? In the Hebrew. We be at camp, goddamn this and goddamn that, and Christians be like, ugh. They get so turned off by hearing that because they say we're saying the Most High Power's name in vain. Granted, he is the only power or only living power on the earth with respect to deity, okay? But that's not his name. When you look at the Tetragrammaton, okay? You got the Y or the Yah, the Ha, the Wa, and the Ha, okay? The YHWH is the Tetragrammaton, okay? And phonetically, that is the sounding of the Most High Power's name, Yahweh, okay? Not Yahweh, not whatever people are calling him. It's blasphemous to even put a different name on the Most High Power. That bastard stood in Times Square and said that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was Allah, and that's a lie, okay? That's the God of Ishmael. That's the God of the bastard child that the Most High did not choose, okay? He is Abraham's seed. He has his blessing on the earth, all right? But we don't serve Allah in here. We serve Yahweh in here, all right? All right, and so Yahweh is our power. He is our God. Being blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have one power, okay? Keep reading, and it's Salakia. Start over at the Lord thy God hath chosen.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Damn right. So
above all people that
hold tight. When you see a comma, Most High in Christ, when you see a comma, just pause and just wait for the speaker. You know, he'll give you a cue. If he give you that uncomfortable silence, you just keep reading. All right. But right now you're learning how to read at camp. This is how we learn how to break down scriptures in here. Okay. You see that comma? Just pause for a second. It says, the Most High Power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. So what did he choose all the other people for? What did he create all the other people for? He didn't choose them. Somebody got to sit on the sideline. We are the MVPs that the Most High Power chose. And why is that? Why do you think the Most High Power chose us above all the people that he created on earth? He chose us to be different, right? He created us different than the other people on earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have very distinct, not just physiological characteristics, but we are a very spiritual people. Not like a witch, all right? Now, a lot of our people fall into that because we start looking at the other nations. And we're not looking in this book like we should be looking. You want to turn off Commander General YAHANNA because you hear AK-47 fire at the beginning of his videos. You're so used to smooth words. You're so used to, just the lies of an oily pastor, a greasy pastor. Okay, he's giving you smooth words. He's not giving you, thus saith the Lord. He's not crying aloud and sparing not. He's not lifting up his voice like a trumpet. He's not showing the people their transgressions like the priests and prophets in this school. That's what we do in the I.S.U.P.K. It is loud. It is brazenly loud. Not to the point where it's obnoxious, like roisterous, like a bunch of women cackling, okay? If you sit and you listen to those brothers that are on those street corners, those brothers have a message. And it's so different than what you hear on in those churches on Sunday or on Saturday or whenever the hell you go to church, all right? We are giving you thus saith the Lord. And you cannot refute what we say because we give you what? Chapter and verse. We give you precept upon precept. We got multiple precepts to establish concrete premises for any argument that we have. We can tell you why we don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, okay? We can tell you and show you in the Bible where it says it's unlawful for us to do those things, where it's an abomination for God's chosen to do those things. We can show you why we're not supposed to celebrate every holiday known to man. Because at the root of every holiday known to man is some other God, little g, no life, okay? Some other deity, some fake effigy of power that the heathens worship. They worship the sun, the moon, the stars, and every creature that moves instead of them worshiping the most high power, all right? And we get lost in the sauce, get caught up in living like the world, living like the other nations or the Gentiles, okay? We can't do that because we're the people that God chose. And he chose us to be special. What do you think it means to be special? What does it mean to be special? Go ahead.
Chosen.
Okay. I like that answer, chosen. But something that's special. Okay.
A race. A certain special race.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think is special about black people? Contrary to Africans. They say black people are African Americans, right? And they named us after two oppressors, Amerigo Vespucci and Leo Scipio Africanus, right? We got a merchant and a general, a war general, right? Why did they name so-called Negroes after these two oppressors, these two devils? We don't act like them. We don't carry ourselves the way that Amerigo Vespucci carried himself when the black people that were living during his time. We didn't act like them. We didn't act like Leo Scipio Africanus. But for whatever reason, they put a battery in Jesse Jackson's back and got, our parents walk around saying they're African American. Right. And you getting raised up in the church during Black History Month. Your pastor got on a goddamn kente cloth, and he's a Negro from Flint, Michigan, right. Or he's a Negro from Murchison Road, or Shaw Mill Road, or off of Bunts Road. Okay. Anyhow, what makes black people special? What makes Hispanic people special? Go ahead, brother.
So the Lord chose us, and we're better than everybody else. We have a law that separates us from the other nations, meaning that if you just lined us all up, put us in a bowl, you select the Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Well, our culture, our lives come with a law given to us, and not given to other nations. And just off the strength of the Lord causes us salt of the earth. Right. We are just better than everybody else in everything. In everything. From our
Most High in Christ. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, we're just better.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, we're better. We better than everything. Like I sometimes sit and ponder like, damn, what are we not good at? In a minute, I think about something that maybe heathen, like math, and then it's some Latino girl doing math in her head, calculating, astronomical figures. Right. And then there's some, African, not African, but some Negro boy in Baltimore who's coming up with some cure for cancer. Right. Or it's like, every time I think of it, I'm like, what are we not good at? Like hockey, soccer, we better, just sports, entertainment, medicine, philosophy, stage play. What do you want?
Yeah. Even just the simple things.
Yeah, cooking.
Yeah, cooking, dancing, dressing. Yeah. Our jewelry is just different.
Fighting. Don't even get me on fighting.
Go ahead, Ottawa.
So, like, if I may, there is one thing that we're not good at. You know what that one thing is?
Come on now.
Crime. We always get caught. You understand? We don't get away with a daggone thing when we talk about crime. You understand? But the oppressor been riding this wave for a long time.
Right.
But the Lord gonna catch him. So it's not designed for us. We're gonna pay for our troubles. You understand the thing, the Lord? We just can't do it. But the oppressor, the Lord gonna take care of him out. The Most High in Christ, the water core.
Man, that's heavy that you said that because I watched a movie on Netflix this weekend, and it just disgusts me. The Many Saints of Newark. And what they did was, Most High in Christ. That's the spirit right there. But what they did was they tried to make it seem like the brother was, a gangster, and they show his progression just for one of all things. Him having to go to the other nations, him having to, what do you call it? Shuck and jive for the so-called oppressor, getting his pennies, getting his scraps. He got to go to the oppressor because the oppressor got the bankroll. So you're willing to do all manner of evil, even against your own brother, just so that you can get that bankroll that the oppressor has. And his woman. Good night. It was so disgusting, and so I can't even look at contemporary entertainment and not pick it apart and focus on how this is going to negatively influence our people. Is promoting these false narratives about who we are. And that's not who we are. We're not gangsters. We're not murderers. We're not petty thieves. We're not criminals at all. Right. Read that again. It says, we are what? Deuteronomy 7:6.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Mm-hmm.
Above all people there are upon the face of the earth.
That's right. We're already above all the other people that are upon the face of the earth, even in your poverty, even in that one bedroom apartment you live in the high-rise, government building, the subsidized housing you live in, that we live in the projects, in the ghetto, in the barrio, in the favelas. You're better than Donald Trump in Trump Tower. You're better than him. And the Bible says that about who we are. The Bible says that we are supposed to be above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. So when you think about a heathen, you think about Jeff Bezos, they were talking about how they had to lift this bridge just so he can bring his multi-billion-dollar yacht through this bridge, which is ridiculous. You think about Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and, you just think about any oppressor that has money, that has this wealth. Steven Spielberg, swimming in Italy with Michelle Obama and Tom Hanks, all on the back of a yacht. It's ridiculous, man. You living in the projects in an absolute war zone are supposed to be above those people, because the Most High chose you. That's what you can hang your hat on at the end of the day. Contrary to popular belief, see, value to the Most High don't got nothing to do with how much money is in your bank account, all right? They say behind every great fortune is a great crime. I just said it earlier. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, all right? That means that if you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you can't be wicked, man. The Bible also says the meek shall inherit the earth, all right? And it's rough watching all these heathens get away with absolute murder or unaliving spiritually with the things that they do, the way that they oppress us. They charge us double on the rent. The house been paid for 2-3 times over, but they're going to continue to raise the rate of the rent based off of whatever percentage the Fed puts out. And then you got oppressors that got 2 or 3 properties, and you've been renting a house from them for 10, 15 years. You are a consistent, reliable, dependable, predictable tenant. But because they want to turn the house into an Airbnb for more money, now they put you out. Right. And now you're forced with trying to find a new place to live. All because of some greedy bastard who worships money. All right? Don't get caught up in all that. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, understand that The Most High chose us. We're supposed to be special. We're supposed to be different. We're supposed to be peculiar in the sight of all the other nations, because that's when the Most High Power recognizes us. That's when you are at your best, when you look strange to a so-called oppressor, because your braids, they're intrigued by just, how we look, our presentation. First thing they want to do is touch your hair. They reach to touch your baby. They want to touch your skin. Is it real? That's because you're better than them, okay? And the Most High Power did that. He made us this way, okay? We have to learn to be obedient to keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments so that we can be above all the other people, all right? Not just in spirit, Khan, not just in spirit, but in real time. I'm tired of being on the bottom, man. I'm tired of not having the things that I want. It's beyond needs for me, I'm tired of seeing a heathen flex, a heathen pull up in a big body Escalade, all because he's selling Black and Milds and cigarillos and blunt wraps to our children, or just to our people in general. That's a travesty. It's a luck, if I may. Is that it on that?
Yes.
You go to verse 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7. The Lord did not send his love upon you, nor chose you, because ye were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people.
So it's not about numbers with the Most High Power, okay? He's not impressed with that. He's not impressed with, how many it is, when you think about how, David wasn't supposed to number, the people. And, win the battle and lost because he put numbers on, us versus them. We don't give a damn when we go out to camp. Sometimes it'll be 3 of us. We don't even have a reader sometimes. We're reading for each other. And we don't give a damn. We're out there just like, the Kentucky 8, just like the Kansas City 4, It'd be the Fayetteville 3, the Fayetteville 4, Salakia. But that's just a running theme, throughout the school, because we don't have any cowards in the I.S.U.P.K. You leave that spirit in the Christian church. You leave that spirit with your mama, who's telling you not to come to class. You leave that spirit with that whore that doesn't want you to come to class, because when you come to class, you're around real strong men that are going to help you put your household back in order, all right? And she recognizes that when she sees us. She recognizes, oh, that's a real man right there. That's a real man right there, and I can't allow my baby to be around him, because he's going to be, by beholding you, become changed. He's going to become a real man. He keep listening to them brothers break down the Bible the way they breaking it down. That's the spirit of the Lord. All right? Anyhow. Keep reading.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 8. But because the Lord loved you.
He did what?
But because the Lord loved you.
And the Most High Power loves Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Always loved Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Even with us being so stiff-necked, man. Even with us being so disobedient. The Most High Power still loved us, man. Keep reading.
And because he would kept the oaths which he has sworn unto your father.
So the Most High Power, he's not like the so-called oppressor. He don't double back on his word, all right? The Most High Power keeps his word, all right? And he had an oath that he kept with our fathers. Imagine the Most High Power who created man. He goes into a covenant or a contract with our forefathers. Right. I mean, how great of a man would you have to have a contract with the Most High Power? That's what Abraham had. That's what Isaac had. And inherited. That's what Jacob had. All right? Keep reading.
Hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand?
Yeah, we know how the Most High Power brought us out with a mighty hand. okay, with tremendous power and authority. You see what he did to the Egyptians, them losing their firstborn. Let's not even talk about the plagues. Let's not even talk about the plagues. Because when I read about, the lice and the boils and the blood and the darkness, and I didn't read about it happening in Goshen. I read about it happening in Egypt. That's what the Egyptians endured. The Most High Power, he looked out for us. He watched over Israel. Okay? Keep reading.
And redeem you out of the house of bond.
Freed
bondmen.
us out of the house of bondmen. A bondman is nothing more than a slave. Okay? In the book of Deuteronomy 28 chapter, verse 68, it talks about, us being sold as bondmen and bondwomen. Okay? And no man will free us. Well, the Most High Power liberated us. Okay? He freed us from bondage or from slavery. Okay? Keep reading.
From the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt.
That's right. We all seen the Prince of Egypt. We all know the story of Moses. Let my people go, going down to Pharaoh and literally liberating the Israelites, liberating those Hebrews that were stuck down there in Egypt, serving some filthy Hamite, man, some filthy Egyptian. It's ridiculous. Keep reading.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9. Now, therefore, that the
No.
Slacking. Know, therefore, that the Lord thy God.
What do you mean? What does it mean to know something? What does it mean to know something? I know a lot of us don't know a lot, okay? But you should know who you are, right? Most people don't know if they're a boy, a male or a female, all right? You're cisgender. You are whatever you were when you came out of your mother's matrix, all right? You're either male or female, all right? That's it, cut and dry, okay? To know something, to be confident about this thing being true, this thing being real. This is the home of the truth. I know that, all right? I'm willing to die behind that because I've sacrificed my life to be in here. There's no going back in the world for me. There's no going back to those old friends that's sitting around smoking weed, getting high, popping whores, eating all manner of the abominable. I'm not going back into the world with egg on my face, pause. I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off, okay? Lord, I pray the Lord keep the spirit of warfare within my heart, all right? It says, no, therefore what?
Know therefore that the Lord thy God.
There we go again, that possessive pronoun, thy, that is possessive. This is our power that we're speaking of. And he's proven it through his love, through his commitment to keeping that oath to our forefathers, all right? Keep reading.
He is God.
He is the Most High. He is Yahweh. Put some respect on that name. You trying to put some respect on baby. What the hell has baby done for you? Baby ain't did a damn thing for you. That's how to influence you to be what? Gay? To worship mammon? To exploit brothers and sisters? To be a damn gang member? And I didn't mean to single you out, baby. Okay? But it's the truth. All right? Keep reading.
The faithful God.
The faithful God. This power is about works. The things that he's done for us, for our ancestors. Keep reading.
Which kept the covenant and mercy with them that love him and kept his commands to 1,000 generations.
Which keepeth covenant, which maintains that contract, right? You think about the both of those covenants. The Most High Power keeps those. He's not like the so-called devil that speaks with a forked tongue. Think about all the treaties that the so-called white man, aka the oppressor, that he went back on with the native Indian. How many? What's the number? How many treaties did he renege on? Over how much? Over 350 treaties I mean, damn, fool me once, fool me twice. It ain't gonna take 350 times for me to be fooled and to know exactly that you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. I mean, how long are we going to continue to believe this lie? How long are we going to continue to believe that we are not the people of the book? We are. We're God's chosen. You better not be a coon like Floyd Mayweather and send nothing to Israel. Don't send a damn thing to Israel. America's already rendering aid. They're already sending munitions to Israel. What the hell are you sending bulletproof vests to Israel for? You didn't do that to all the gang violence, the gun violence that transpires in Flint, Michigan, or Grand Rapids, Michigan is where Floyd Mayweather is from. They still don't have damn clean running water in Flint. But you willing to, show your allegiance to the oppressor. You are kissing the oppressor's behind, literally. Go ahead, brother. Salakia.
No, you're right. A lot of entertainers, they're okay. We as black folks, common Negroes and Latinos, we look at these sports figures and these entertainers as if they're rich. They're rich. But Chris Rock always says something about the difference between being rich and wealthy. Like Shaq is rich, the person that signs his checks is wealthy, and these people are Amalek, the fake Jew. That's why you see Floyd Mayweather, who's always getting deals and getting sponsors and getting, all types of millions of dollars from these fake Jews. So, of course, he has to be on the side of the fake Jew.
Right.
Why? Because those are the ones who signed his checks.
Right.
Give him these opportunities. And he has to act like he has interest in the Middle East because he's always in Dubai. He's got a strip. He got his own airport over there, own terminal. And he's got strip clubs and all this stuff. He gets these loans from these fake Jews. Then you got these rappers who the fake Jew owns the music industry.
Right.
So if you want to get if you want to be favored in their eyes, you got to say something positive about Israel.
Right.
Not even understanding how they've been bombing the piss out of Gaza for the last 50 years.
I got a video on that. We'll watch that a little later. It's like 4 minutes.
People are just so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Obama was in office, Gaza was getting bombed to piss.
Right.
So it's like they just doing that because they are in love with the money. They could care less about the people over there or black folks here in America.
Right.
The rich Negroes, one of the worst ones. They just forget all about their people. The only people that's not saying nothing about this, Chinese man. He hasn't taken a side. He don't give a damn about either one. Chinese man eating egg rolls right now in Chinatown, chilling.
Egg roll.
In Chinatown right now. He ain't thinking about voting for the voting season.
Right.
He ain't thinking about Donald Trump. He ain't thinking about Gaza Strip. He ain't thinking about Hamas or nothing. And he's rich. We need to take a page out of their book.
Right.
Let black folks be unbothered like the Chinese man.
Right.
Because he's not coming down to scrutiny for being not vocal. Black folks are getting on the black folks by not being vocal.
Right. Amari Stoudemire, another fool.
Another, a lot of white folks are getting on other black folks and white folks not being vocal. Asian man hasn't said a word, and nobody's charging him for not being vocal.
But he got the Asian hate crime bill passed.
Oh yeah, he could just sit back in America because he is a model minority. Right?
He is.
He could just sit back,
right,
not take no sides, not celebrate no holidays, and just be him.
Still get that small business loan.
Yeah, and sell you cat and dog.
Right.
But we can't. We have to. As black folks, we gotta pick Israel though. Hell no, man.
Good night. Well, get that brother a hand. He's right. We gotta stop falling for the okie doke, man. John said to know the truth, and the truth will make you free. All right, this is liberating, learning these facts about who God is and who we are and what he's done for us, okay? Where we at?
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10. And repay thee them that hate me to their face.
Oh, hold on a second. I love that verse. Read that one more time.
And repay thee them that
No, go back. I want you to go back up to verse 9, the bottom of verse 9. Salakia. Which keepeth covenant.
Okay. Which keep the covenant. And mercy with them that love him and keep his command to 1,000 generations.
That's right, man. The Most High Power has mercy on us. Those of us that have the gall to keep his commandments. When wickedness is honored, wickedness is being held in high esteem. Being wicked and evil is the new black. You get praised for being wicked and evil, for doing abominable things. You look at every major entertainer right now, and I watch the Hip Hop Awards, the BET Awards. And it was crazy. You know, I can't even, I try to watch certain things. I got my daughters in the living room. I got to tell them to turn their head or leave the room. I got to change the channel because of what they're promoting. And my daughter's a baby. Tootie like, ew. When she see them girls throwing that behind. Tootie like, ew, that's disgusting. Out of the mouth of babes, man. She know that it's wrong, and she know that there's something wrong with what this grown adult woman is doing. But here we go promoting it, okay? Anyhow, the Most High Power has love for those that He's merciful to them, you know, that love Him and keep His commandments to 1,000 generations. So if you keep the commandments, you teach your children to keep the commandments. The Bible says to train up a child in the way he should grow, for when he is old, he shall not depart from it. You're going to set something in motion. You're setting the kingdom of heaven in motion when you come into this I.S.U.P.K. and you sit in these classrooms. Then you bring your rib in here. You hold her accountable. You put her feet to the fire. You have her hand out plates. You have her make a dish. You have her pay her tithes. You teach her how to be sisterly and to not hate on other sisters. You teach her, you know, how to respect other brothers. Okay? And before you know it, your kids fall in line. Right. And what do you think they're going to teach their children? Because they're going to grow up in a very strong household that the Most High Power is going to show mercy on. The Most High Power is going to bless that household. Okay? He's going to keep you. He's going to hide you in that day. Okay? Your kids are going to raise their kids to do the things that you taught them. And you're not teaching them Christmas and, you know, Halloween and Thanksgiving. I was so grateful when I cut that cord, not because I'm able to save money, but because we're practicing that which is real in the earth. I look real strange to my in-laws, but they know certain conversations, you better watch your damn mouth. You better tread lightly if you want to talk about that Bible, because me and my house, we're serving the Lord. What the hell are y'all doing? You're scratching your head when grandma got to get that leg cut off. Right. You're scratching your head behind that. But you've been sitting around the house sucking on cracklings, you know? And it affects all of us. It ain't just my household or my family. Right. It's all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? You better not put a Christmas tree up in your house this year. You better not let your kids go trick-or-treating. You better not buy a damn turkey or even accept the turkey from, it's cool to accept the turkey from the job, but don't roast that turkey on Thanksgiving, man. Right. Put it in the deep freezer and forget it. Put it at the bottom of the deep freezer. I don't even want to eat no damn turkey sandwiches through all of November. I'm going to be eating out. That's just, it is. I ain't eating no turkey. You know, we could literally cripple the economy of the oppressor if we were all like-minded. We did it once before at Montgomery with the bus boycotts. But we did that for what? So that we can be joined to the oppressor? Right. It's time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to remove their spirit from America. It's time for us to separate from the oppressor. And we do that by being separate, by being peculiar, by keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. Ain't no way around it, all right? Now read verse 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10. And repay them that hate me to their face.
And repayeth them that hate him to their face. So, you hate the Most High Power if you smoke weed. Guess what happens if you smoke weed? You got to get the aortic root valve replaced on your heart because you want to smoke weed. You want to smoke anything. It's unlawful to smoke anything. Cigarettes, Black and Milds, BDs, hookah, vapes, all of that is unlawful. And it's nigh on being gay, just having that cessation, wanting to suck, wanting to pull on air or smoke. It's just kind of odd to me, as a grown man or even a woman wanting to just, smoke a cigarette. That's very unattractive. You see how the women that smoke them Virginia Slims over time, That beauty is fleeting. It leaves them. They start getting the crow's nest, and the skin start getting, the integrity of the skin is different. Right. My grandmother was turning blue, literally. And I love my grandmother, but she was turning blue literally because she couldn't stop smoking. Tip of her nose was blue. I remember that. To the day she was on her deathbed. This is the Most High power repaying you to your face. Because you want to smoke, you're going to get lung cancer. Because you want to smoke, you're going to get heart disease. Right. Because you want to smoke, you're going to have a stroke. Because you want a stroke, you're going to lose feeling in your distal extremities. You're going to end up getting cut bit by bit. First, you're going to lose your fingertips. Then they're going to take the whole finger. Then they might take the whole hand. Then they're going to take off the forearm at the elbow. Have you ever seen how they surgically remove those members? It's very graphic. You should Google a jiggly saw. Is that how you say it? Is that how you pronounce it? Giglisaw. Then just do YouTube, jiggly saw. They take it's almost like razor wire. You got one hand wrapping around your finger. It's got a ring on it, okay? 2 rings. Put it on your finger, and they saw. You got some surgeon sitting there sawing at that joint or whatever needs to come off, because the Most High power is repaying you to your face. Right. You want to sit up there and eat all that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? You got gout. Before you know it, you what? You can't feel your toes. You got edema. You got to put on TED hose in the morning. You can't even put them on yourself. You got to get assistants to put on them TED hose. Right. You got 2 nurses' aides, one on each side of your fat leg, rolling up them TED hose, pushing them. It's very, very painful. It's painful to witness that. It's the Most High power repaying you to your face. All right? You want to be gay? We all seen the monkeypox. That's literally the Lord repaying you to your face. I mean, we can keep going. Anyhow, you want to be a drug dealer? We all know how drug dealers, what's their end, what's their demise. We read about them. I just watched a documentary on Rollo MF Goon. All right? They put him under the jail. I don't think he ever getting out. I don't think Rollo ever going to get out. He was just doing too much. He took a bath with the money. So I got to take a shower with the money. It's so foolish, though, And you think about the money that he was making, but the lives that were destroyed. With the lies he put his homeboys on, and it was all dependent upon him. But just think of you eating the flesh of your own arm. You selling to your mama. You selling to your aunties, to your cousins. You selling to your brothers. And you wonder why, the neighborhood is a damn war zone. It's in shambles. Everybody fighting over what? The little bit of money that comes into the black community. Officer Zion could tell you, what do you say? We own 0.5% of what? Of all the wealth. And we're what? 14% of the population? 0.5%. Good night. Go ahead, Ottawa.
Salaki, I was having a conversation earlier, and the brother was saying, he said he's so tired of the streets. He said he got out. He said he working to change his life, and he just tired of being out in the streets. And the brother came up to me. He was saying that he damn near broke down to me. He was confessing the fact that he had a friend that wanted to make a play or whatever.
Right.
Well, he said, I'm done with it, but I'll look out for you and see what I can do for you. So he made the call. Long story short, the brother, something happened to the brother. He said he was carrying the weight. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, if you really love that brother and you carrying that weight, then that should be an example for you to change your life.
Right.
That's an example, and that's an opportunity for that brother to change his too. Mm-hmm. So that's 2 things that happen. Now, if you really love that brother, then I'll see you in class.
Right.
You'll ask me more questions about what your condition is in the earth if you really love him. And he just kind of looked at me and said, man, I needed to hear that. I said, no. I said, you needed to hear it, but that is something that you already knew already.
Right.
You understand? So you get the opportunity and it's right here in front of you to change. Then you have to take that leap in understanding what I'm not talking to you by chance. And the brother just kind of looked at me like, man, like what? I'll give it to you like it was given to me.
Right.
That's game.
No, that ain't game. That's real. That's the truth. We not gaming nobody in here. You know what I'm saying? And for the life of me, I don't understand why brothers don't see that. They don't see it. They don't see it. They don't see how you get repaid to your face. You sleeping with a brother rib, just expect somebody to sleep with your rib. Just expect it. Expect to get, herpes. Expect a bump to just pop up on your lip out of nowhere. Expect it. This is the Most High Power repaying you to your face. And don't question it when it happens. Just know you deserve it. Just know you deserve it because we all been there. All right. This is the reason why you should come into this school and literally change your life. All right. Learn what true repentance is. Learn how to truly love a person. Learn how to what hatred is. Learn to hate sin. Learn to hate those things that keep us on the bottom, that keep our families, in disarray, that keep our communities in complete dysfunction. Okay, we gotta learn how to remove our spirit from wanting to do wicked, wanting to do evil. How long have we been in the church? It almost feels like the church is promoting the wicked and the evil. They're not speaking out against wicked and evil like we are, or the root of the wickedness, the root of all the evil, the root of all the oppression. We've identified who the culprit is. This is the reason why we say Christianity that promotes white supremacy. It's the same thing. All right. Anyhow, read that again. Number 10. Chapter 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10.
Most High Christ.
And repay them that hate me to their face.
That hate who?
Hate him to their face.
That's right. To what?
To destroy them.
To destroy them. If you hate the Most High Power, just prepare to be destroyed. Just prepare to be unalive. Just prepare for your life to crumble before you. All right. You're not going to don't expect to live. Don't expect to be prosperous. Don't expect, for your children to live. Don't expect for them to be able to thrive wherever you decide to go. To destroy them. Keep reading.
He will be slack to him.
That
hate.
He will
be slack to him.
No, back it up. Hate. There you go. I know you left your glasses at the crib. You done forewarned me. I understand, man, Reggie. I understand, brother. You in here with us though. Give your man Reggie a hand, man. Straight up. Love this brother, man. Yeah, you got it. Just take your time. Slow walk this thing.
He will not be slack to him that hate.
He will not be slack to him that hateth him. What does it mean to be slack? What does it mean to be slack? I don't see what the Merriam-Webster says about being slack. What does it mean to be slack?
It says slack. Not taut or held tightly in position, loose, characterized by a lack of work or activity.
That's right. That's it right there. That's it right there. All right. Of business. The Lord he's standing on business. It says that he will not be slack to him that hateth him. The Most High Power, Yahweh, stands on business. Just know that. You're going to be repaid to your face. The crimes that you commit, the sins the sins of the transgression of the law. You're going to be repaid for that. He's going to repay you to your face. So when your mama house gets shot up, don't scratch your head and wonder why. When your rib get pregnant and the baby ain't yours, don't be scratching your head in bewilderment, wondering why. When your child gets molested, when your child gets someone taking, what is it? Well, indecent liberties with your baby, don't wonder why. This is the Most High Power repaying you to your face. This is the reason. This is very spiritual. Why the Bible talks about loving your brother as yourself. That is a central tenet to brotherhood. Because on the inverse, if you treat a brother, the way that you don't want to be treated, it's weird how you get treated that way. It's weird how your nightmares become your reality. When I read this verse, it ain't weird at all. This is the Most High Power laying it out flat. He's letting you know what you can expect, okay? It says he will not be slack, or there will be, slack is defined as characterized by a lack of work or activity, quiet. The Lord won't be any of those things when it comes down to him standing on business, all right? Keep reading.
He will repay him to his face.
He's going to repay him to his face. This is every nation that has a hand or has had a hand via history, via this record, had a hand in oppressing so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The Most High Power is repaying them. When you see all those catastrophes that happen, this is the Lord standing on business. I don't give a damn about what's happening in Maui with them wildfires. They just had Afghanistan just had an earthquake. We're talking about earthquakes in diverse places. You know what I'm saying? Or what's happening right now between the so-called Israelis and the Palestinians. What the hell does that have to do with God's chosen? This is the Lord repaying them to their face. Right. Okay? That conflict that's going on over there, we're going to talk about it. I got the UN, they released a video to kind of give you some insight as to the history, but you just got to be very, very weary or leery about the things that you watch, because it's a lot of spin that goes into a lot of the reporting of the news. And for whatever reason, like you wouldn't watch Fox News because Fox is going to have a skewed perception of how they promote a news story. And all you got to do is just follow the money. Who owns Fox News? Rupert Murdoch. Who is Rupert Murdoch? He is a devil, a chief devil. He's Amalek, okay? And he has he's unrelenting with respect to his hatred to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, all right? All right, drop that. Let's go into these. I want to go into the biblical, in the Hebrew, or just the names of the nations, all right? And we're going to go into the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. Let's go into Genesis 25. And this is going to lead us up into understanding or recognizing who Amalek is, okay? This is going to be another class. I'm looking for the class that Captain Katazar taught on this, and I know he's taught a class on this. I've seen some other brother teaching it, but I just hadn't had the time to really study to show myself approved, man. All right, let's get it. Genesis 25.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, starting at verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah. Verse 2, and she bare him Zimran,
right,
and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shua. Verse 3, and Jokshan begot Sheba, and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashuram, and Letushim, and Lumium.
Right.
Verse 4, and the sons of Midian, Ephah, and Epher, and Hanak, and Abida, and Elda. All these were the children of Keturah.
Right. She had a lot of children, did she not? Sounds like a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman. How many children did your grandmother have? How many children did your great grandmother have? You know, I come from an era where, you know, my great grandmother had 13, my grandmother had 9. We're known for reproducing within the earth. Okay, keep reading.
Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
As a good father would. Keep reading.
Verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac, his son, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country.
You got rid of all the nonsense, right? And he sent them on their way with respect to, not to say that it was anything wrong with what Abraham did, because the Bible said that he was upright. All right, keep reading.
And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived, 160 years.
Right, keep reading.
Verse 8. Then Abraham gave up the ghost.
Abraham did what?
Gave up the ghost.
Okay.
And died in a good old age, an old man, and full of years, and was gathered to his people.
Abraham died the way that most of us would want to Salakia. Abraham was unalived, you know, via natural causes. You know, you could kind of expect it. You just imagine, you know, you on your deathbed or your unalive bed, and you got all of your generations, all of your children, all of your grandchildren, and their children. Because Abraham was how old? What's 80?
Salakia.
So he was 160 years. He was up there. And it said he died an old man. Okay? Yeah. That's when he gave up the ghost. He was good and ready. Abraham was ready to go sleep with the fathers. Okay? Keep reading.
Verse 9. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of the Machpelah.
Right.
In the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar, the Hittite, which is before Mamre.
Right. Remember, by the spirit of Mamre. You remember that? Y'all don't remember that?
Salaki, we talk about Thundercats.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it's just a fact, though. You know, this Bible it influences, you know, the nations. This is the reason why this Bible is the most sold book on planet Earth. You think about Star Wars and how it was inspired, the Bible inspired Star Wars, and so many other, you know, false narratives. All right, keep reading.
Verse 10, the field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife.
Okay, keep reading.
Verse 11, and it came to pass after the death of Abraham.
Look, hold on a second. This is honorable. Just imagine how many of your relatives didn't have the means to be buried. You think about being buried honorably. Abraham went out with style. He went out, and it wasn't in an indignant way, the ways by which Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are all too familiar with. You selling damn fish plates so that you can purchase a headstone, let alone a burial plot for grandma. Abraham was blessed, all right? We got to get back to that. That's how I want, you know, I don't want to be a burden on my family when it comes time for me to give up the ghost. You know, you're going to be a burden if you're not teaching your family to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to be an absolute burden. They're going to be trying to piece together a goddamn GoFundMe just to put you in the earth. Salakia. That was a sidebar. Keep reading.
That God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well Lahairoi.
Right, because he was smart. He dwelt where there was water. Keep reading.
Verse 12. Now these are the generations of Ishmael.
Of who?
Ishmael.
Ishmael. Who is Ishmael? Who knows who Ishmael is?
Salakia, he's the forefather of the so-called Arabs.
Give that brother a hand. All right, smart brother, if you so smart. Who was the father of Ishmael? Who was the father and mother of Ishmael? Jeopardy. We got to play the tune. You know this.
Abraham.
Abraham and
Isaac.
Hey, yo.
No, yeah,
Please say pause. Good night. Abraham and
Sarah.
Nope. You are close. It was one of Sarah's possessions or Sarah's possessions. Just like how we're going to possess the other nations in the kingdom. It's funny how, in retrospect, we're going to get back to the way things were. Hagar, okay? Hagar was one of Sarah's handmaids, which she gave to Abraham or Abram, okay? And Ishmael is the offspring of that union, okay? All right, where we at?
Verse 12.
The Most High Christ, you was right there. He was right there. So verse 12, it said, now what now?
Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar, the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham.
Yeah, it was right there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 13.
Right.
And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names, according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mitzab. Verse 14. And Mishma, and Dumah, and Musa. Verse 15. Hadar, and Tema, Jetor, Naphish, and Kedemah.
You sure you ain't Ishmael? The way you reading them names, brother. I ain't never heard nobody read them names like that. It was just natural. All right. Keep reading.
Comes from practice reading.
Most High in Christ, the Lord with you. Well, verse 16.
These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, by their towns and by their castles. 12 princes according to their nations.
So that was a blessing from the Most High Power. A blessing with 12 princes. 12 princes. Okay. And how many princes are in Babylon today? When you think about Ishmael or the Arabs, those 12 princes, when you think about all the opulence, when you go to Dubai and you see all the palaces, you see all that tremendous wealth, they came from the Most High Power because he's Abraham's seed. But he ain't Israel, okay? So just imagine the wealth that you see over in Babylon. And sidebar, for you brothers that were in Desert Storm and you had the experience of storming the palaces, storming Saddam Hussein's properties over there. Officer Zion, you went, did you not? How glorious was it? Was it like it was beautiful, it had to be. You think about the wealth, and this is the wealth of a heathen now. This ain't, he had a gold door on his palace. Good night. Well, in the kingdom, we're going to be walking on gold. Our streets will be made of gold. You know what I'm saying? Good night. You're a trip. Where we at?
Verse 17.
Keep reading.
And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people.
He didn't outlive Abraham, right? But he lived a long life, 137 years, and then he gave up the ghost, and he was unalive naturally, natural causes, okay? And the Lord allowed him to be gathered unto his people. He went out fashionably, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 18. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt,
Right.
as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren.
Good night. Keep reading. He
Verse-
died with a lot of love around him, right? You think about the way you want to go out. You want to die in the presence of your enemies? You want to die in the presence of people that hate you? Or would you rather be unalived in the presence of your brethren? I think about Makatazah, and all his brethren were gathered around him. That brother went out in style. There was no indignant way, his send off. It was very honorable, And if you had the honor of being able to be there, it was a very special moment. Anyhow, keep reading.
Verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. Verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
Yeah, we get married so young these days, It says Isaac was 40. Isaac was 40 time fire. 40. You 13. Don't even realize what you're doing. Got to learn how to delay gratification, okay? We got to learn how to do things the way that our ancestors did. You have a sense of decorum. Do things in an honorable, royal manner, okay? Keep reading.
The daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
So he did what? He entreated the Lord for his wife. What does it mean to entreat? Unless you know off the top of your head, what does it mean to entreat? So we already know. We don't know this term. We got to look it up. This is a school. This is not the Christian church. All right, we ain't gonna speedball past nothing that we don't understand. This is the home of understanding. This is the home of wisdom. Okay, we actually learn in here. Entreat, INTREAT. You got it. That's what it looks like. Old English there.
Merriam-Webster's not.
Or entreated.
Let me Google search it, sir. It's not giving a good definition.
I'll give it to you for time's sake. It's a verb, okay? To ask a person earnestly. They weren't asking a person. Isaac was entreating who? Go back to the verse in 21.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for
He
his
was
wife.
entreating who?
Entreated the Lord.
The Most High, right? He was asking the Most High earnestly. He was begging or pleading with the Most High power. Okay, he was imploring with the Most High. All right, he was making an earnest request or petition for something. That something is what? What did he want?
He was begging the Lord for the wife to conceive.
To conceive, to get pregnant, right? So they can have
a child.
Mosa, get that brother a hand. He's right here with us. All right, keep reading verse 22.
And the children struggled together within her.
Oh, the children, not just one child. See what the Lord do? Your cup overfloweth. They didn't just get one. The Lord said, you know what? All right, since you want to entreat me, I'm going to show you some love. All right. And he did what? And the children, it says, right? Struggled together within who?
Within her.
Within Rebekah, right? And Rebekah said what?
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
If I'm going to be pregnant, I see all these other sisters getting pregnant. They're not dealing with, children struggling together within their wombs. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how many countless sleepless nights she had to endure? She trying to do just general tasks around the house. She trying to prepare a meal, or she trying to wash clothes. She can't even do it because they kicking her. They fighting each other within her womb. They struggling with one another within her womb. Her own children are struggling within her womb, hitting her liver and knocking her upside her diaphragm and bumping into her kidneys, headbutting her pancreas. I mean, think about it. Keep reading.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
She went to inquire of the Lord. See, there was a time where we went and we sought the face of the Most High Power. All right? We got to get back to doing that. When's the last time you prayed? Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child? To the living power, not to whatever the hell y'all praying to in those churches. That prayer is bouncing off the goddamn walls of that so-called sanctuary, all right? The Lord don't hear the prayers of sinners. The Lord doesn't hear a sinner's prayer, all right? That's biblical. Keep reading, Salakia.
Verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations. A nation is what? Another name for a nation is what? Give me another word for nation. Go ahead, young man. Damn right. We'll go with racist. I'll go with it. I'll take it. 2 races or 2 families, right? 2 separate generations, right? 2 separate families. Keep reading.
And 2 manner of people
are in her womb, all right? 2 separate nations in her womb. And it says, and 2 manner of people, keep reading,
shall be separated from thy bowels.
What does that mean, 2 manner? What is manner? Give me the definition of manner. Manner, 2 manner of people. You know, the manner by which we prepare our chicken, you know, everybody knows if you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian that you wash the chicken, right? You wash the chicken off real good. Some people let their chicken soak. They let it soak in vinegar, or they'll put lemon juice, lime juice on it. They let it soak. Some of us even up the ante. After you done clean that chicken, you'll sit there and let it marinate in seasonings and spices and such. There is a manner of people that do things another way, though. You think about our chief oppressor. How do they prepare chicken? I see them pull it fresh out the pack and throw it right in the pan. Just like a beast, just like an animal. No seasoning. What kind of manner? There is no decorum there. That ain't. What type of etiquette is that? Go ahead, brother.
Is it like 2 different type of personalities?
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Pause. You're right about that. Yeah. 2 different personalities. The Lord gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? You're right about that. Yeah, 2 manner of people. Okay. You think about the word manner, it's just a way in which a thing is done or happens. Okay. It says a person's outward bearing or a way of behaving towards others. Think about the manner on, just keep reading. We'll get to it. This is the prophecy, right? 2 manner of people
shall be separated from thy bowels.
Not together, like Martin Luther King. He wanted to join us together. Some little black boys and little white girls join together hand in hand, right? His dream was against what the Most High Power prophesied way back in the book of Genesis. But he's who we look to for spiritual counsel and guidance. The pastor, the preachers, the bishops of the Christian church, man. Teaching against God, that's blasphemy for him to teach that. Keep reading.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So when you think about being stronger than the other people, and you think about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and our oppressors, like think about your boss on your job. How often do you think about taking that Alabama slammer and, you know, placing the upon the back of his head? And you know you could do it because physically you're stronger. Think about it. I mean, don't do it. Please don't do it. Good night. We're not advocating for violence in here. All right. So it's cool to be angry, but sin not, right? You think about your boss at your job and the evil that you could do to that boss, right? Now, don't do it. Don't even think the evil, okay? Because I don't want nobody to be like, well, Officer Bonkael said. No, I didn't, all right? I'm just saying hypothetically, all right? This is a scenario. You think about the stronger people. Look at us, our prowess on the football field or on the basketball court or in the soccer arenas all over the world. We are the stronger people. We are literally the stronger people. All right. Our children come out of the womb. You know, that BMI, that body mass index, they didn't make that, you know, according to the dimensions of our physiological characteristics, our phenotypical characteristics. That was made up by some damn devil somewhere. And their babies come out, you know, however they come out, man. But they're not stronger than us, all right? And it says what? The elder
shall serve the younger.
Right. So the oldest baby, or the baby that breaches the matrix of the womb first, is the oldest, right? Me, I am the eldest of the 4 sons that my mother had, okay? I am the elder to Officer Kowal, to Officer Quatazar, who is the baby, okay? I'm the firstborn, all right? But it says that the elder shall do what?
Shall serve the younger.
Which is what we're doing, you know? But this is the prophecy about Jacob and Esau, right? Keep reading.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, because she had the children struggling together within her, okay? And they found out, boom, it wasn't like how you can go down to, your obstetrician and get the ultrasound done, you know? It was no gender reveal party, all right? The gender reveal party was the day of birth, okay? Keep reading.
Salakia, verse 25.
Right.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
He came out what color?
Came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
All right, this devil came out red, like the devil that, you know, we think exists, that lives under the earth, all red with a tail and horns and a pitchfork. He literally came out like the devil that he is, okay? Came out red, all over and hairy, all over like an hairy garment. So not only did he come out red, he came out hairy, like a damn caveman, okay? You see those babies that come out with all that hair. Mostly a baby come out, you see babies that come out bald. You see babies that come out with a head full of hair. Women be like, oh, yeah, I had acid reflux, so I know this baby going to have a whole head full of hair, right? Well, I'm sure that Rebecca probably had acid reflux for real because of Esau, all right? Keep reading.
And they called his name Esau.
Right, that was his name, Esau. Looked different, very distinctive characteristics. When we talk about, you know, his appearance, you think about the so-called oppressor in contrast to all the other nations on the face of the earth, he looks different than everybody else. Everybody else has a slight touch of melanin to a different degree, to varying degrees. You know, Israel's a speckled bird. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, we're not stuck on, you know, colorism in here, all right? But when you think about the oppressor, in contrast to the other nations that the Most High Power created on earth, he looks the weirdest, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out,
right?
and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
So let's get back to that prophecy. It said the elder shall serve the younger. So we all know about, the first thing you learn when you come through grade school. I remember they used to pull out the VCR and they play Roots. They let your little black behind know in third grade, this is your origin story. Boy, you was a slave. These are your ancestors, okay? Correction. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were never slaves. We were enslaved, or we were royalty that was enslaved because of our disobedience, all right? But this prophecy says the elder shall serve the younger. We serve the so-called oppressor. Esau he is the so-called white man, all right? That's who he is. That's his forefather or his progenitor, okay? Our progenitor just so happens to be the younger, not the elder. So don't get so used to serving this bastard of the oppressor, because the prophecy says the elder shall serve the younger. The so-called oppressor is going into chains. He's going into bondage. Him in his cave, you know what? All right? To serve the younger, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the descendants of Jacob. Keep reading.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Right? So he came out and it was weird. Esau came out first, but there was something attached to Esau. And they were struggling. They was probably grappling to see who was going to breach the matrix first. But the Most High, based off of this prophecy, had Esau come out first as the elder. All right? And Jacob was holding on to his heel. Can you imagine that? I know the midwives was like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Ain't never seen nothing like it. I mean, when have you heard of this? Google it. Google to see whenever you have twins or triplets or quintuplets or what have you. If any of them are holding on to each other as they're coming through the womb. Keep reading.
And his name was called Jacob.
His name was called what?
Jacob.
Most High in Christ. That's one of our forefathers, right? Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac begat
Jacob.
Most High in Christ. Always remember that in that order. I don't give a damn about George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison. Those are not our forefathers. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, our forefathers are Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. All right. Not Shaka Zulu. All right. Keep reading.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Most High in Christ. And we said 80 was what?
60.
Good night. So it took him a little while. He was 40, right? When he went to the Most High Power. When he took her to be his wife. So for 20 years, she went barren before the Lord blessed her with twins, okay? And we are, what's the time check? 8:48. Yeah, let's just keep talking about, this is very important. When we think about who we are as a nation of people and who the oppressor is, and who he's always been, okay? Who he's always been, who he is today, and who he'll continue to be in the future, with the exception of when YAHANNA returns and they go into bondage, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 27. And the boys grew.
Right.
And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
So the boys grew. And Esau, he was a cunning hunter. What does that word cunning mean? That's that's a crazy word, right? What does the word cunning mean?
This is the Merriam.
See, you'll learn how to multitask in here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, you got it.
It's the Merriam-Webster's definition of cunning. Dexterous or crafty in the use of special resources, such as skill or knowledge or in attaining an end.
Good night. Cunning. Keep reading the definition.
Definition number 2, characterized by willingness,
Wily.
Salakia, wiliness and trickery.
Like Wile E. Coyote. You remember when him and the Roadrunner?
Khan.
You know, or the wiles of Satan, you know, he uses trickery, right? He tries to beguile you, okay? He tried to beguile the Roadrunner into getting blown up by some damn TNT made by Acme, right? So when you think of Esau, it's hunting, it's deer season. You do know that, right? Esau put out what? He won't bathe. He'll go out and he'll take a shower, but he won't use no soap. He ain't putting on no deodorant. He's not putting on any cologne or any perfume because he doesn't want that buck to smell him downwind, okay? And he'll go set himself up in a tree stand somewhere, camouflaged. But before he does that, he's going to lay out what? Some salt lick, some deer corn. He might put a little bit of doe urine out there. He's using all that wiliness. He's being very crafty, okay? And that's just what? With him hunting a deer. The way he hunts a deer is not the same way he hunts a duck. Because I've seen them laid out in a duck blind, okay? And they put the fake ducks out there on a pond, okay? And then they have what a duck call, right? He'll emulate the sound of a duck through trickery, okay? I don't even know what the hell he do for an elephant. Good night. Or a lion, you know, when they go on those safaris and they kill, they unalive those majestic beasts that the Most High Power created, that we look at it in zoos and we're like, man, why would you want to kill it? Why would you want to unalive an elephant? What? Now, if the elephant's rampaging through your little town or whatever, yeah, you got to put him down. But he's on, you know. The elephant in Barnum and Bailey Circus. You want to put him to death. Good night. All right, keep reading.
Verse 27, and Jacob was a plain man.
Hold on. Where you at?
Verse 27.
Okay, go ahead. Salakia.
And Jacob was a plain man.
So Esau was a cunning hunter. He was a man of the field, right? That's the so-called oppressor. He'd much rather be out on the lake, on the water, hunting and fishing, you know, getting ticks and chiggers and in camouflage and smelling, reeking of outside. That was Esau. That is Esau. He is the chief hunter to this very day, okay? But when you think about who Jacob is on the inverse, complete opposites, okay? Jacob was what?
Was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
So the Bible described Esau as being cunning. What does it mean to be plain? Regular. Merriam-Webster.
Merriam-Webster's definition of plain: lacking ornament.
Right.
Undecorated.
Right.
Number 2, free of extraneous matter. Pure.
He's pure. He wasn't, you know, driven by his carnality. Okay. He was a plain man, just like the so-called Negro today, just like the so-called, you know, Hispanic or Native Indian today. You know, we talk about Jake. Jake has ways about himself. He much rather just be in the house, on the game, in the AC. Jake was domesticated. He wasn't trying to be outside dealing with nature. He wasn't trying to be outside dealing with all those insects and all those animals and all that vegetation. You just think about being outside and how outside, you know, has a way of unaliving you. As soon as you go outside, you're getting bit and stung, and the sun is bearing down on you. You got plants you come in contact with, poison ivy, poison oak. You know what I'm saying? All these things that you come in contact with. And Esau loved it. He loved to be at war or at variance with, the elements. He feels at peace in nature. But Jacob was plain. All right? Go domesticated, okay? Keep reading.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison.
Yeah, you want to get to a man's heart is through his belly, right? Well, that's what they say about women. But just imagine your son, your seed. He go out into that field and he come back with venison, big old buck, and he fills your pantry with this venison. Okay, you got food for you and everyone. And you ever had venison? Anybody ever had deer meat? It's amazing, isn't it? Oh, yeah, you're a real uppity Jake. You're a real uppity Judite. I see you the way you request lemons, just for your lemonade. But ain't nothing wrong with that. You royalty, you know what I'm saying? Good night. So just keep reading.
Because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Right.
Verse 29.
Why do you think Rebekah loved Jacob? Because he didn't smell like outside. You think about, you think about the way, what kind of men women are attracted to. They like the pretty boys. Not to say Jake was that, but he was at the house. Jake knew how to bathe. Jake knew how to cook. Jake knew how to clean. Okay. And it was pleasant to be around him. And just imagine whenever Esau would come in the house. You knew Esau was in the room. You could smell him. He probably had his shoes laying all in the middle of the floor. Esau been out in the field, so he's probably got chiggers. He probably got fleas. He was hairy. Probably got lice. He can't even sit on whatever furniture we sat on because he got his lice there. And Rebecca's like, oh, hell no. Go back out to the field. She loved Jake. Keep reading.
Verse 29. And Jacob sod pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
What does it mean to sod pottage?
Let me get the definition.
Yeah, you can look it up.
This is the Merriam-Webster definition of sod. Number 1, the grass and forb covered surface of the ground. To cover with sod or turfs. So pretty much what it states, he covered the land with pottage.
All right, so what is pottage? Just look up pottage and get context into whatever sod means.
Pottage, a thick soup of vegetables and often meat.
Right. So he sod pottage, meaning he was preparing what? Yeah, he was preparing like a stew, right?
Kind of kind.
All right. So he was preparing a meal in the fashion of what, Jacob would do because he was domesticated. He dwelt in tents, right? Keep reading.
And Esau came from the field and he was faint.
Esau came from the field and he was what?
He was faint.
Right.
Verse 30.
Where we at?
Verse
okay,
1.
you got it, Salakia.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
So it was red pottage. It was a red stew. Why do you think the sod pottage was red? Why was it red?
Vegetables?
What vegetables?
Like red potatoes.
Red potatoes. Okay. All right. You think they put some tomatoes in there? You think he probably put some red peppers in there?
Yes.
Okay. It was a thick stew, right?
Uh-huh.
So what color is meat usually when you put it in the stew?
Red.
It can be red, right? Because of the blood, right?
Uh-huh.
So as he was cooking this pottage, preparing this pottage, it wasn't cooked. It was undercooked. Okay. Who prepares to eat their meat undercooked?
Esau.
Who?
Esau.
How does he like his steak?
Rare.
Loves to eat a rare steak. They said, just kiss it on the flame. Don't just kiss it. Just let it kiss I just want to know. That is disgusting. Okay. That goes against our culture. You ain't supposed to be eating nothing with blood in it. You ain't no damn vampire. That's the custom of these heathens. That's the custom of Esau. Okay. So he's begging for some of the sod pottage, meaning that he done had this before. This is not anything new to him. All right. He's used to eating it. You just imagine if somebody tried to give you some undercooked meat. You already know you ain't messing with it. Okay. But he spent all that time out in the field. He's to the point of where he feels like he's going to be unalive. You're going to be unalive because of your own stupidity. You didn't prepare yourself for the hunt. You didn't know when to give up the hunt. You have an uncurdled bloodlust. You're going to stay out there until you nigh to passing away? Because you didn't get a kill? Keep reading.
With the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Right, Edom, okay? And the Zondervan will give you insight more into who Edom is, which basically means what? To waste away, if I'm not mistaken, right? No. Anyhow, keep reading. We're almost done. We're gonna wrap this thing up. What's the time check? Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's get to the bottom of this verse. Keep reading.
Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day my birthright.
So Jacob said to do what? To sell me today your birthright. Okay. Keep reading.
Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So he's so dumb. He feels like he's about to die. Not only does he want to, I'm not saying Jake was being opportunistic, but he realized this fool stay out in the field and kill himself before he doesn't recognize the value of taking care of himself or preparing for the hunt, as I would have. And then the other foods that are there, it was other foods that are there. If he's sodding pottage, there's foods he could have ate. There's other things he could have ate. There's bread there, I'm sure, that he could have had. But he wanted the raw meat. He wanted that bloody meat, okay? Good night. So Jake's like, you know what? Sell me your birthright. Since you want to be this damn frivolous with your own life, I'm not going to allow you to squander our father's legacy. Sell me your birthright. You ain't going to do nothing but F it up anyway. Give it to me. I'll show you what to do with it. Keep reading.
And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
That's right. Sold it fair and square. Didn't steal nothing. Sold it to him for what? Sod pottage. Okay. Red pottage is what the Bible says. Keep reading.
The red meat.
Yeah, the bloody meat, right? Keep reading. In the stew.
Verse 34. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils.
Oh, so there was bread there too. So he could have had bread. And the pottage had lentils in it too, meaning what? It's a lentil, like beans, right? He could have had beans. He could have had bread, but he chose to have the sod red pottage. Okay. And he did what?
Then gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way.
Right.
Thus Esau despised his birthright.
He hated his birthright because it didn't mean anything to him anymore. It didn't belong to him anymore because he sold it fair and square. Okay. He knew in his heart that he sold it to his own brother. All right. And with that, that's my time. We the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, you are not in the truth. All right. We do not affiliate or associate with anyone. Okay. The I.S.U.P.K. we stand alone. And I'm going to bring up Priest and Officer of 1,000, Kawaban YAHAWADAH, to read the security announcements. Salakia for running over on time.
I.S.U.P.K. Security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K. start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. New rule for brother and sister. When their brother and sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find us in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew is pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, this is a free will offering for priests, it's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations and Feast of Hanukkah. This is December 7th on a Thursday. You can find this in Maccabees chapter 4, 52-61. The 25th day of the 9th month. Also, we have the Lord's Passover coming up, all right?
Right.
In Durham, North Carolina.
That's right.
April 20th. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
April 20th, Durham, North Carolina. Go ahead and start making arrangements now for the Lord's only Passover under Command General YAHANNA. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to do it big for the Most High in Christ. Also, too, make sure you check out the Black Watch, America on Fire, Command General YAHANNA on Mondays. Y'all know that. Crossline Radio, Chain Breakers, Ask You the Prophets, all podcasts, radio shows, everything. Help spread this truth, all right?
Right.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start to wearing all black, which means boots, pants, headband, or scarf, and with that, Amadia. Men of Israel, we're going to bring the one curse to the teacher. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadia, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua
Yajmatah, Sar, turn face sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to bring the one curse to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadia, Barak. Yajmatah, class dismissed.